What's going on there, guys? We back with another one. And today, we got to talk about Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes and the state of the program. Now, when they were winning earlier in the season, it was no program hotter in the country. They were getting commits. They were getting people that were already committed to other Power 5 schools to get on campus for a visit. And you had even, the top quarterback, 2025, Bryce Underwood, talking favorably about the program. And you even, back in October, had Antoine Hill out of Warner Robins, Georgia, a top 5-star quarterback in that same class, commit to the Colorado Buffaloes. Coach Prime has said some things over the last few weeks that we're going to analyze, but I want to tell you guys, they've lost 4 commits in the last 24 hours. They lost 2025 running back Jamaris Wilder out of Venice, Florida. Obviously they lost the wide receiver, 5-star Winston Watkins, from Florida. They lost the aforementioned Antoine Hill and Danny O'Neal. He just decommitted from Colorado, a kid out of Indianapolis. And so you're starting to see a lot of dominoes fall, and they didn't like what they saw out of Colorado coming down the pike. The team, I'm not going to say they underperformed, but one thing I will say that's been painted as a narrative that even I was guilty of till I did my homework is that the 4-8 record was this big improvement for Colorado. I'm going to give you their record the last few years, starting at 2018. So in 2018, they were 5-7, 2-7 in the Pac-12, Pac-10, whatever it was back then, but Pac-12 now. 2019, 5-7, 3-6 in the Pac. 2020, 4-2, that was the COVID year. 2021, 4-8, 3-6 in the Pac. 2022, 1-11. That's the season everybody talks about, 1-8 in the Pac. 2023, 4-8, 1-8 in the Pac. So last year was an outlier, but this year, Coach Prime really just got them about where they are at. And you got some people online saying that Shedeur and Travis Hunter should consider transferring somewhere like Florida State and all that. Now, Shedeur probably would never leave his dad. But I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, how long should these young men risk injury? We're going to look at some of the sound bites that Coach Prime had recently, and we're going to be back to analyze those. Let's peep it.
It's changed with what you've learned from this season.
Philosophy going into recruiting, we want players that want us. Trying to convince somebody and doing that and being held hostage financially, we ain't with that. We want players that want to be a Colorado Buffalo and want to come here for all the right reasons. Academically, the city is so darn beautiful. It's just ignorant. It's so beautiful. And just people that want to be a part of what we're building. We're not going to buy anybody whatsoever. So that's how we approach it. We have tremendous needs. I'm pretty sure everybody in the country know what we need and how much we need. That's not a secret. And the recruits are responding. Trust me, it's not a day that goes by that kids aren't blowing our recruiting staff up. Or blowing Shedeur up and in his DMs, or Travis, or some of the key players on the team. They're calling and we're responding. Trust me. We know what we want, and we're going to go get it. I promise you that. You got to be crazy if you can't see it. It's easy to look at us play and say, okay, all they need is that, and that. And they straight.
I loved what you said yesterday. You were asked about recruiting, and you said, we're not going to be held hostage. I want you to expand upon that for the folks.
Well, the thing about it, we do need help with the collectives. We do need that. And because we have some kids that really are really good playing this game, and they're going to need assistance in that aspect. So we do need help with the collectives. No, don't mistake that tone pretty much that we don't need it. Yes, but
it's the reality of what we're doing.
It's the reality of what we're doing, but we don't desire the kids that only want to come for that. We want the kids that want to come to play this game first. Okay, now once you understand, I want to play this game. I love this university. I love what you guys present. Okay, now we got all that out of the way. Now, if there's a business part that we want to farther go down, cool. if we get that front part out of the way.
Yeah.
But don't come in here talking about the front part and we haven't even discussed how you fit in the scheme.
Yes.
That's the problem that we have. Don't put the money up front. Don't put the bag up front. Put the game up front.
And Coach, don't you think that that's setting these young men up for failure?
Well,
with that kind of concept, right?
It could.
Yeah.
But
you get a reward before you do the work.
True.
Yeah.
God, I can't say what I want to say.
So when I watched that second clip, I understand what Coach Prime was saying. You know, the way he came out saying it at first, you've seen a lot of decommitment since then. We're not going to be held hostage. You also have people looking at Cormani McClain and some other top players that came in and probably didn't get the minutes that they wanted. And then, you know, down the stretch, it became a narrative about, okay, there's favoritism being shown to Shador and Travis Hunter. They can do what they want, and everybody else has a shorter leash is kind of how people started painting it, right? But when Prime said, you know, he don't want guys telling him this, that, and the third, and they talking about, oh, I need this, and this, that is frustrating to a coach, you know, and someone who's been at the mountaintop like Coach Prime as an athlete, because he knows the work and stuff it's going to take to get that and maintain that. So I understand his frustration with it. His delivery in 2023 probably wasn't well received by a lot of the parents and the kids that he's recruiting. It's a different day, different time. So sometimes the nature of the beast is these guys are going to get, you know, the I ain't going to say before they deserve it, right? Because if you can get your money, get your money. But they're going to probably get some things prematurely, and you're going to have to coach that. Coach Prime's probably looking at it like, if you get it too early and you underperform, then not as many brands is going to work with you in the future. If you work for it, though, and you earn the endorsement, then you're going to have the floodgates open for you, because you're going to be them put in that foundational work to go out there and perform at the level they need you to. Because ultimately it's going to be based on your performance, or they're going to go find someone else, right? Once your deal ends, they're going to find someone else and never deal with you again. So looking at it, though, I don't know, man. Coach Prime said they're going to bring in some people. They know what they want, and they're going to go get it. Only problem is he's losing a lot of skilled positions like Antoine Hill, Winston Watkins. You probably could sell O-line on that. You know, you could sell a new O-line on that. Some offensive tackles, centers, you know, you get you some top running backs, people that they want to block for, and you know, but they want to block for the elite skilled people, right? The ones that he's talking about going out and getting, they want to block for elite players, because one, it's going to make them look good, you know, whenever they create little gaps where the running back can run through. It's more highlighted when you have a player that can actually hit that gap and get out of dodge, you know, instead of someone that's still tackled in the backfield. You could do a nice block, but if you got someone that doesn't have that vision and can't follow a block, then okay, yeah, the NFL, some of the NFL scouts may be able to see through it, but it's not going to help them look as good too. So it's a you know, mutually beneficial relationship. So he's going to have to figure out a way to get these top guys and keep them in Boulder, to even get the O-line, same thing on defense, you know, and get the defensive players that he wants. But yeah, I don't know if, you know, we could see Travis and Shador leaving. What I will say, though, is they cannot continue to be at high risk of these injuries, you know, that they had. And Travis playing both sides of the ball. I mean, for his, okay, so you would say like, you know, him being a DB, that would best suit him. A lot of people feel like he's a better wide receiver. But DB should be what he's going for. I guess they say for money in the NFL. He's going to have to pick one eventually, right? He's not going to be playing both sides of the ball all the time in the NFL like that. You know, presumably. We wouldn't think that that's optimal for his success, but he's going to have to choose a side of the ball. But let me get back on topic, though. My point is, if you can't bring in a better O-line, I don't know if these guys should come back to Boulder, man. They can't take that kind of beating again next year with a similar team, in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, peace.